Hello everyone, my name is AZZATRU, how are you, and welcome to another Star Wars Battlefront 2 video. And in this video I am going to be bringing you my honest opinions on Star Wars Battlefront 2's map feed. So this is the map that you got to see at EA Play, and it's what we got to play at EA Play. And I'm not going to be speaking for its mode Galactic Conquest, which was featured in the live stream and what I got to play and what you've been seeing in my videos and other YouTubers' videos. I'm going to be making a separate video for that topic, but I am going to be starting off with today's video talking about what I like about the map and then moving on to the stuff I don't like, which I'm going to be very critical about. There's more stuff I don't like that I'm going to be sharing because I think the map is great, but there are little things that just need changing to make the experience more enjoyable. And fingers crossed, you know, we do see these changes for me personally, and because you've only seen gameplay and you've not physically played it, it's very hard for you to get a good understanding, so that's why I'm making this video. So for those of you that have not played, feed to give you an understanding as to what I really don't like. So let's start off with the positive stuff, and I think it's fantastic that you can see the opposing 20 players down the street when you spawn. When the intro cinematic ends, you can just look down and see them all. And you can shoot at people, you can get points, and because of how everyone disperses and how the civilians affect your vision, it's very, very unlikely you'll get killed off the bat, so you'll just respawn again. It really does not happen. I think it happened to me once. You can easily get off to one of the side streets and get away from fire. So I think it's pretty cool. It's probably the first map in Battlefront out of the first one that you can see each other at the start of the game. But anyway, moving on to the artwork, which is unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. The graphics are fantastic. The lighting is shaping up to be fantastic. I think the model and the detail, the textures are just second to none. They're really, really, really good. And I just want to reiterate that this map is really good. It's a very good map, but it does need some work. As for the artwork, you know, it's just fantastic. And I believe, according to what people are saying, it's actually pretty much a true representation of the canon feed map. It's literally identical to what Lucasfilm have as their canon feed map, and that's great. That is fantastic to see. You know, they've actually recreated the official feed layout. The palace segment of the map is absolutely fantastic. There's a lot of close quarters combat, and it's great. It's straight up mayhem. It reminds me of Operation Metro a little bit. It's not as bad as that in terms of insanity, but it is, you know, pretty hectic. It's quite a cluster of enemies at times, but it's fantastic. There's just so many moments where you can just get into battle very, very quickly and, you know, slaughter tons of enemies. And if you are struggling to take an objective or defend an objective, you can just relax, breathe, and regroup with your team, because there are moments like that. It's not just non-stop. There is a little bit of you know, there's a couple of moments within a game that you'll see this happen when the action will sort of stop for a little bit and then get straight back into it. Now let's move on to the things I would like to see changed, or the things that I really just don't like about the map. If you head down the middle of the map, in the first section of the map, it's a guaranteed death pretty much. There is literally no cover except for the archways, which, you know, there's only like 3 of them and they're quite far apart. There's just no cover, and there is enough time for you to be shot dead before you can run and roll back into cover. This takes me to my next point, where there are times in the game, especially in the first phase of Galactic Assault. I know I don't want to talk about the mode itself, but it does tie in with the maps specifically. You can be running around for a bit and see no enemies, and only 1 or 2 friendlies. It makes you feel like you're there by yourself. There's no battle going on, there's no war. The Clone Wars are not raging, the City of Feed is not under attack. You're just by yourself, walking in the gardens, and you don't see anyone. It's like the game has paused. And, you know, I just think this is a bit boring. I would love to just be in the middle of the action, fighting Darth Maul, or, you know, trying to take out Rave, and be part of that vehicular action and just walking through the gardens with no enemies in sight. Even when I'm looking across the street, I don't see no one. And I would prefer some of the spawns to be a bit closer to try and fix this problem, or some other solution to bring the gameplay just a little bit closer together on this map, because it's quite a large map, but there just is moments where you don't see anyone, and I don't want the boring moments, because I know when it gets boring, you're just gonna go, oh, I just want to quit. I don't care anymore. Moving on to another point, the ATTs just aren't so effective as I thought they would be. There's some very limited locations as to where they can go. They can just go down the middle, and you're pretty exposed. They're pretty slow to turn, and I just want to say that the ATTs are pretty awesome to use. They feel great to use, but you feel very exposed when you're going down the middle of the map, and that is pretty much where you can only go in the ATT. You can go off to the side a little bit, but because how tight the streets are, you just can't get down there. And I know, again, I'm mentioning Galactic Assault on feed, but until the MTT is a lot further down the first phase, there's actually nowhere you can go as an ATT. Your sight lanes are very, very restrictive and blocked by the MTT, and you pretty much just have to sit there and hope someone comes near you or into your sight lines, and it's a little bit irritating. I want to see how it plays out on other modes where the MTT is not in the game, so you will just be able to be freely able to move down the middle of the map, but we'll see. And I know, I totally understand this is a true representation of feed, but for gameplay it can cause a few issues. Now this is another picky thing, but when the MTT is going under the arches, it's actually very tight to go as an infantry, and you just hover. There's no ground, you sort of just hover on the arches, hover on the arch wall. It's a bit stupid, in my opinion. It looks really stupid, and personally, I would like just to be able to walk on the ground next to it, but again, it's true representation of feed, and MTT is only there for this one game mode, I would expect anyway. It is also nothing game breaking, but again, it's just a bit personally a bit annoying to me. I just don't like how the fact I have to jump onto the MTT and hover in, like, you know, this invisible floor to go through the archers. And there's also some very awful spawns on this map, especially on the droid side, so there would be a few times where I would spawn as a clone right in the base, right near where new droids are spawning, and just pull out my sentry and murder them, which was not fun, and I stopped doing it after the second time. I was like, that's not fair on those guys. They've literally just spawned, and I've killed them because I've spawned in the same area they've spawned. So this sort of stuff should be ironed out before release, I would expect anyway. It's very rough, it is pre-alpha, but I just want to bring them up because, you know, they are concerns I have, because if they're not fixed by launch, I would be like, huh, that's a bit disappointing to see, but, you know, we'll see how things go. And this video has just been, again, completely unscripted, just been my honest opinions about the map. I will be making one specifically about Assault on feed, and I will make sure to mainly just concentrate on the game mode and not the map itself. But again, thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like if you haven't already, and check out any of the 2 previous videos on screen. Make sure you check them out. I've got some more Battlefront 2 content coming in the next couple of days, and I shall see you all in my next Star Wars Battlefront 2 video. Goodbye.